In my research on perfume history, I've come across stories of ancient civilizations, shipwrecks, and poisonings, and today I can add a missing persons case to my vault of random perfume knowledge. The year was 1874, and two young boys were playing in the front yard of their house in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Walter Ross was 5 years old, and his younger brother Charlie was 4. And tell me this is not the most Victorian child you've ever seen. As the two were playing, a fancy carriage rolled up and two strangers asked if they would like some candy and some fireworks. And this is actually where the saying, "don't take candy from strangers," came from. The boys of course said yes and got into the carriage. The kidnappers went on a bit of a tour of Philadelphia before stopping at a drugstore. Walter, the older brother, was given 25 cents and told to go into the store to purchase the fireworks. But when Walter returned, the carriage and his younger brother Charlie were gone, vanished. Within a few weeks, the family started receiving ransom notes, very poorly written ransom notes. If you're a grammar girly, avert your eyes. They were asking for 20 grand, which in today's money is close to $500,000. The kidnappers thought that the Ross family was wealthy because they both had a nice house and a store. But that wasn't actually the case thanks to a stock market crash in 1873. So the family couldn't pay the ransom, and seeing no other alternative, they went to the police. The disappearance of Charlie Ross immediately became national news and caught the attention of the Pinkerton detectives. Posters with Charlie's face were put up everywhere. Songs, this is actually a song right here, "Bring Back Our Darling," were hugely popular. But there was still no sign of Charlie, and the ransom notes ceased. A break in the case came quite by accident in December 1874. Two ex-cons were caught in the act of robbing a judge's house. There was a shootout and both men were killed. As one lay dying, it is believed that he confessed to the abduction and killing of Charlie, but the witnesses to his death were not entirely sure what he was saying. Charlie's older brother Walter was brought in to ID the bodies, and Walter confirmed that they were the two men who had taken his younger brother. Charlie was never found, and his parents spent the rest of their lives trying to call attention to his case. And one way they did that was to commission these perfume bottles that had Charlie's face and name. The thinking was that if people had an object in their house that was meant to last a while, they would be more likely to not only keep the boy in their thoughts, but they would be able to recognize him as his face was so prominently displayed. And this is where the idea for the missing children on milk cartons came from, a perfume bottle with a Victorian child. So you're probably wondering why perfume of all things. During this era, figural bottles were really popular. Here's some examples. We've got a porcelain Victorian lady, as well as a crystal cut one. Another interesting tidbit was that during this time period, people would buy these bottles either empty or they would have a scent in them, and then once empty, they would refill with their own recipes. There were also recipe books that you could buy to make your own scents and floral waters. Sadly, Charlie was never found, so if you ever find one of these bottles at an estate sale or an auction, say a little something for this lost Victorian child. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in more perfume history, check out the playlist below.